Hey there, fellow explorers. We're about to embark on a thrilling adventure. Our destination? The ancient world. Get ready to be amazed by stories of civilizations long gone. These cultures thrived thousands of years ago. They left behind incredible legacies. We're talking pyramids, temples, and cities that still boggle the mind. They were brilliant mathematicians, astronomers, and artists. They developed writing systems and created laws. They built vast trade networks. Join me as we dust off ancient relics and piece together their stories. We're going to uncover the secrets of their success and examine the mysteries surrounding their downfall. Let's start our journey. Imagine stepping back in time. Picture yourself walking among the people of ancient Egypt. Can you see the pharaohs? They ruled with absolute power. Imagine witnessing the construction of the pyramids. Think about the vibrant cities of Mesopotamia. These ancient civilizations weren't so different from our own. They faced challenges and experienced triumphs. By studying the past, we gain a deeper understanding of the present. We see how their innovations shaped our world. We gain a greater appreciation for the interconnectedness of human history. So, let's fire up the time machine and get ready for an unforgettable trip. We often think of ancient civilizations as long-gone ruins, but they were so much more than that. They were living, breathing societies. They were made up of real people. People just like you and me. They had dreams, aspirations, and fears. They loved, laughed, and cried. Their stories are etched in stone and whispered on papyrus scrolls. Our job is to listen closely and approach these cultures with respect and curiosity. Let's uncover the secrets of our collective past. Get set to be inspired by the enduring legacy of ancient civilizations. Let's go! Our first stop takes us to the cradle of civilization, ancient Egypt. Imagine a vast desert scorched by the sun. Now picture a lush green valley teeming with life. That was the gift of the Nile River. It was the lifeblood of this mighty civilization. Each year, the Nile would flood its banks, leaving behind fertile silt perfect for farming. This annual flood dictated the rhythm of life for the ancient Egyptians. It was a time of renewal and abundance. But it could also be a time of destruction if the floods were too high or too low. The Egyptians learned to live in harmony with the river. They developed ingenious irrigation systems to control the flow of water. This mastery of agriculture allowed them to produce surplus food. This surplus freed up people to specialize in other areas, leading to the development of crafts, trade, and government. The Nile wasn't just a source of life, it was also a highway. It connected the people of Egypt, facilitating trade and communication, helping to unify the country. In the beginning, Egypt was not a unified kingdom. It was a patchwork of small, independent villages scattered along the banks of the Nile. Over time, these villages began to band together, forming larger political units. This was likely driven by a need for cooperation to manage the challenges of the Nile. By around 3100 BC, two powerful kingdoms had emerged in Egypt, Upper Egypt and Lower Egypt. Don't let the names fool you. Upper Egypt was in the south, and Lower Egypt was in the north. This was because the Nile flows from south to north. These two kingdoms were eventually unified by a ruler named Menes. He is considered the first pharaoh of Egypt. This unification marked the beginning of what we now call the early dynastic period. This was a time of great change and innovation. The Egyptians developed a system of writing known as hieroglyphics and established a centralized government. They laid the foundations for the great civilization that was to follow. The pharaohs were more than just kings. They were considered divine rulers. They were thought to be the embodiment of the god Horus on earth. They wielded absolute power and controlled all aspects of Egyptian life. The Egyptians believed that the pharaoh was responsible for maintaining Ma'at, the cosmic order of the universe. Under the pharaohs, Egypt entered a golden age. The Old Kingdom, around 2686 to 2181 BC, is often seen as the pinnacle of Egyptian civilization. It was during this time that the pyramids of Giza were built. These colossal tombs are a testament to the power and ingenuity of the ancient Egyptians. The pharaohs weren't just obsessed with death, they were also great patrons of the arts and sciences. Egyptian art and architecture were highly sophisticated. They developed a complex system of mathematics and astronomy. They made significant advances in medicine and engineering. The Egyptians were also skilled traders, establishing trade routes throughout the Mediterranean and beyond. This trade brought wealth and new ideas to Egypt, further enriching their culture. Despite all we know about ancient Egypt, many mysteries remain. How did they build the pyramids? What was the true purpose of the Sphinx? What secrets lie hidden within the tombs of the pharaohs? The ancient Egyptians believed in a rich and complex afterlife. They developed elaborate burial rituals to prepare the deceased for their journey to the underworld. The discovery of Tutankhamun's tomb in 1922 provided an unprecedented glimpse into the burial practices of the ancient Egyptians. The treasures found within the tomb continue to captivate our imaginations. Next, we'll travel to a land between two rivers, Mesopotamia. Our journey through time now takes us east to Mesopotamia. This name means between the rivers in ancient Greek. Mesopotamia was nestled between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. This region is often called the cradle of civilization. It was here that some of the world's earliest cities emerged. The fertile plains of Mesopotamia, nourished by the rivers, were a stark contrast to the surrounding desert. This abundance attracted settlers who learned to harness the power of the rivers. They developed irrigation systems, allowing them to cultivate crops like barley. They developed irrigation systems, allowing them to cultivate crops like wheat. They developed irrigation systems, allowing them to cultivate crops like dates. This agricultural surplus led to population growth. Villages grew into towns, and towns transformed into bustling city-states. These city-states, fiercely independent, would become the heart of Mesopotamian civilization. Their innovations in writing, law, and governance would influence cultures across the globe. Imagine a landscape dotted with walled cities, each a powerful city-state. They competed for resources and dominance, fueling innovation and cultural development. Among the earliest and most influential of these city-states were the Sumerians. They emerged around the 4th millennium BC. The Sumerians were remarkable innovators. They are credited with inventing the world's first writing system, cuneiform. This system used wedge-shaped marks impressed on clay tablets, revolutionizing communication and record-keeping. The Sumerians also made significant strides in mathematics and astronomy. They developed a sophisticated system of mathematics based on the number 60. They observed the stars and charted the heavens. Their astronomical observations laid the groundwork for later advances in this field. But the Sumerians weren't just thinkers and builders. They were fierce warriors too. City-states battled each other for control of land and water. This constant warfare led to the development of new weapons and military tactics. The invention of writing was a pivotal moment in human history. It allowed the Mesopotamians to record their thoughts, beliefs, and stories. One of the most famous pieces of Mesopotamian literature is the Epic of Gilgamesh. This epic poem tells the story of a legendary Sumerian king and his quest for immortality. It explores themes of friendship, loss, and the human condition. Mesopotamian myths and legends were rich with gods and goddesses. They believed these deities controlled the forces of nature. They sought to appease them through rituals and offerings. Temples were central to Mesopotamian religious life. The most striking of these temples were the ziggurats. These massive stepped pyramids towered over the cities, serving as both places of worship and centers of learning. The civilizations of Mesopotamia didn't just survive, they thrived for over 3,000 years. This longevity was a testament to their resilience and constant innovation. From the invention of the wheel to the development of the world's first legal code, the Code of Hammurabi, the Mesopotamians left an indelible mark on human history. Their innovations in agriculture, engineering, and governance laid the groundwork for the development of later civilizations. But their story wasn't just one of triumph. It was also a story of conflict, conquest, and decline. Internal strife, invasions, and environmental changes all contributed to the eventual decline of Mesopotamian civilization. Their legacy, however, lives on. Their innovations continue to shape our world. Their stories continue to captivate our imaginations. Next stop, Rome. Our expedition now takes us to the heart of the ancient world, Rome. From humble beginnings as a small city-state in central Italy, Rome rose to become a mighty empire. Its reach extended across much of Europe, North Africa, and the Middle East. The story of Rome is one of ambition, military prowess, and a thirst for conquest. But it's also a story of political intrigue, social unrest, and ultimately, decline. Legend has it that Rome was founded in 753 BC by the twin brothers Romulus and Remus. Raised by a she-wolf, these mythical figures embody the spirit of resilience and ambition that would come to define Roman identity. From these humble origins, Rome expanded its power through a combination of military might and strategic alliances. The Roman army, renowned for its discipline and effectiveness, was a key factor in Rome's expansion. Victory in battle brought spoils of war, slaves, and control over valuable resources, further fueling Rome's ambition. At its zenith, the Roman Empire was a marvel of engineering and organization. A vast network of roads stretching over 400,000 kilometers connected the far-flung corners of the empire. These roads facilitated trade, communication, and the swift movement of troops, solidifying Roman control. The Romans were masters of architecture. They built impressive structures, many of which still stand today as a testament to their ingenuity. The Colosseum, a massive amphitheater capable of holding over 50,000 spectators, hosted gladiatorial contests and public spectacles. Roman aqueducts, marvels of hydraulic engineering, carried fresh water from distant sources to cities across the empire. These towering structures provided a vital lifeline to urban centers. Roman law, with its emphasis on justice and order, had a profound impact on legal systems worldwide. These legal principles, along with Roman literature, philosophy, and art, continue to influence our world today. But even the mightiest of empires can crumble. By the 3rd century AD, the Roman Empire began to experience a period of decline. Internal strife, economic woes, and external pressures combined to weaken the empire. Political instability was a significant factor, with weak or corrupt emperors leading to turmoil and unrest. Economic problems also plagued the empire, with costly military campaigns and lavish spending draining the treasury. Inflation soared, devaluing the currency and leading to widespread discontent. Adding to these internal pressures, the Roman Empire faced growing threats from barbarian tribes. The Huns, led by Attila, rampaged through Europe in the 5th century AD. These external pressures, combined with internal weaknesses, pushed the Roman Empire to the brink of collapse. The Roman Empire, vast and sprawling, faced the daunting task of governing its diverse territories. As the empire expanded, it became increasingly difficult to manage. Communication was slow and challenging, hindering effective administration. Maintaining a large military placed a heavy financial burden on the state. The costs drained the imperial treasury, leaving fewer resources for other services. The gap between the wealthy elite and the impoverished masses grew. While the rich enjoyed lavish lifestyles, many ordinary citizens struggled. In 476 AD, the last Roman emperor in the West, Romulus Augustus, was deposed by Odoacer. This event marked the fall of the Roman Empire in the West. The eastern half, centered in Constantinople, thrived as the Byzantine Empire. The fall of Rome marked the end of an era. It ushered in the Middle Ages. The Roman Empire left an indelible mark on the world. Its legacy is seen in our languages, laws, and architecture. From the Colosseum to modern legal principles, Rome continues to captivate us. We've journeyed through time, haven't we? From the banks of the Nile to the heart of Mesopotamia, we've walked among giants. We've witnessed the rise and fall of empires. The ancient world, often shrouded in mystery, has come alive. We've seen the ingenuity of the ancient Egyptians. They built colossal pyramids that still defy explanation. We've marveled at the innovations of the Mesopotamians. They gave us writing, law, and the wheel. And we've stood in awe of the power and reach of the Roman Empire, its legacy etched across continents. These civilizations may be long gone, but their stories echo through time. They whisper to us from crumbling ruins and ancient texts. Their achievements inspire us. Their mistakes offer cautionary tales. It's humbling, isn't it? To realize that we are part of something much larger than ourselves. We are connected to these ancient cultures by the threads of history. Their art, their architecture, their ideas, they all form part of our collective human story. And as we've seen, this story is full of both triumph and tragedy. It's a story that continues to unfold today. So, what have we learned from our journey through the past? What insights can we carry with us as we navigate the challenges of the present and the future? One of the most striking things about ancient civilizations is their resilience. They faced challenges we can barely imagine today. Yet they not only survived, they thrived. They built cities, established trade routes, and created lasting works of art and literature. They remind us that even in the face of adversity, the human spirit can overcome incredible obstacles. We live in a world that is constantly changing. By embracing innovation, we can overcome challenges and build a brighter future. The most important lesson from ancient civilizations is learning from the past. History is a great teacher. By studying the past, we understand the present. We see how our world came to be. We learn from past mistakes and appreciate the interconnectedness of human history. The fall of Rome warns us about political instability and unchecked ambition. Studying Rome's decline helps us avoid similar mistakes. We can build more just and sustainable societies. Studying ancient civilizations is a journey of self-discovery. It connects us with our shared human heritage. It's about understanding who we are and where we're going. Let's explore the past and learn from its lessons to build a better future for all. Our journey through history has just begun.